Hello guys, I know it's been late since I was providing videos, uploading videos every week, but this time it's quite late. It was because of the mic which is providing noise on the video, so I figured it out, and this is giving us a crisp voice currently. So let's get started. What we are going to do in this video. So in this we are going to create a send message function which is already there, but we have to add some things to get connected with the Rasa chatbot, and also we have some tweaks which I have to do in message adapter right here, and we have to create a class which will get us the response from the bot itself. So since we are having the message class, uh, for that's for us, like the users, which will provide the messages and get and keep the message list which you are getting. But from the bot we need to create a class itself for that. So we'll be creating that, and then we will use emulator to see bot performance. So we'll be using a local host server as getting the messages and sending them, and yeah, that's it. This all things we'll be looking in this particular tutorial. So let's get started with it. Okay, so first of all we'll need to add the dependency for retrofit. So for that, let's go to the Chrome and get the retrofit. So type retrofit dependency, and then the first link, which is like square.github.io, that will give us, and here it is the retrofit, and move to the last, and there we have the Gradle dependency. Here they haven't provided the latest version, but we can get it on the Android Studio itself. So for that, enter and paste it right there, and this yellow line comes up, so this will give us the version which is currently going on. For this is the for retrofit, and now we have to get one for JSON. So for JSON, here it is, square up retrofit, copy it, and do Control D to duplicate this, and instead of retrofit, paste the JSON right here. So this will give us the JSON version, and now click on sync now. This will take some time, depends on the machine which you are working on. Okay, so the sync is done, and now inside the send message we have to add the retrofit. So type val retrofit, tilde, and the base URL. So what is base URL? Base URL is the place where we have to send a message. So it's the website or the API where we have to send. So for that, it's a string, so make sure you add the double quotes, HTTPS. I'm not adding currently the IP address or the URL, so we'll do it afterwards, but let's keep it like this: webhooks/rest Alright, so we have added the base URL and now we have to add a client. So for client we need OKHTTP. So now we have to create an object for it. OKHTTP client equals to OK HTTP. So we are adding it and then we have to add the converter factory. So it's JSON. This will convert the JSON into a string into the class which we'll be creating. It's like that. So this JSON converter factory and then build. So this is the retrofit initialization and now we need the user message. So here is a user message and we have added into a class and also into the list. So now we have to just create an interface to send the message and get the response. For that we have to create an interface for it. So right click on your package and then new and Kotlin file or class. So there select interface and name it message sender and click on enter, and this is just for adding. And now we'll be creating a function which is named as message sender. This will take user message as message class and return call with an array list of bot response which we haven't created yet, but still I am adding it. So this will give us an error that this isn't provided, so we'll create afterwards after creating this function. So first complete it. Now which method we'll be using to send this message? So for this we'll be using post. So at the rate post, open the bracket and add the last page which will be going in. So it's webhook. So now the whole URL is like this way: HTTPS, then the domain or your IP address with port, and then webhooks, REST, and webhook. So we'll be removing this. So here we have. So we have to just create bot response. Now click on the package, new Kotlin file class, and then class as bot response. Click on enter and here we have. So now we have to add the arguments which will be var and text this as a string and it will be blank if nothing comes up, and second will be recipient which will be also string which will be blank if there is nothing. So now add it before the text, since the format is first recipient is there in JSON and then the text, like this. So we have created, so there will be no error inside the message sender. So now we have to go inside main activity and then we have to create message sender object with the help of retrofit. So retrofit dot create and then there will be message sender. In Kotlin it's the to define class we have to double colon and then class.java. and now we have to get the response. So to get the response, create an variable to store it. So message sender dot the send message. Okay, so it's not showing us. Okay, so its name is message sender, and then we have to add the user message which we have got right here. We'll go inside this, and now we have to get the message from the bot. So we'll be using enqueue and getting the object callback with the array list which is we are getting of the bot response. So now open the bracket, and here you will see that there is a red line. Click alt plus enter, and there will be implement methods. Enter, and there will be two methods, on response, on failure. Click on OK by selecting both of them, and they'll be right here. So we have to now we have to parse each and everything what we are getting, what we have to do on failure, and what we have to do when we are getting the response. So let's start with the on response. We are getting a response, but we don't know if it's null or it has a content. So we have to check it. So type response dot body dot size. So this will provide a size. If it's check not equal to 0, and make sure not null right here. And before this condition, we have to also check adding the or as response dot body not equal to null, and then we have to write in there what we have to do. Now we have to write inside what you have to do with the message what you have got. So creating an object for it while message equals response dot body, and with the 0th element at this not null, so that it can give us the message. So now what you have to do is we have to add the message onto the list which we have created. So to do that, message list dot add. Now in the message class we will be adding message dot text. This will be the first thing which we'll be adding, and then we'll be defining it as a bot. So the value will be 1 right here, we have provided it, so it will be 1. And now we'll be getting the message, and it will be storing inside the list. This way we have stored inside the list, and now we have to specify one more thing. It's to notify the adapter. So right here we have created the adapter, but we won't be able to access it inside of this function because it's not global. So we have to define it above the onCreate function, which is when the activity is starting. So add it a latent var and adapter. Now remove this. Okay, so now we have added it, and now we can access it right here. Adapter dot notify dataset change, just like this. So this will notify the recycle view that data has changed. So do update it and show it. Also we have to add one more thing before the initialization of the recycle view. Right here when we are initializing the adapter inside the recycle view, before that we have to specify adapter dot set has label IDs to true. This will provide the label IDs to true, because this will provide stable IDs to each and every messages which will be get. So this will help us to align it properly. And right here we have to remove this, the notify item inserted right from here. And then we have to add notify dataset change inside the else statement, where we are adding the message inside the list. So adapter dot notify dataset change. So this will also tell the message adapter that dataset has been changed. So now we'll be doing the on failure part. So what you have to do in on failure part? So you have to specify that there is some kind of problem. For that we have to get the message. So for that, let's say var message equals, telling them check your connection. So to do that, we'll be saying message list dot add message class message comma bot. Okay, so this will be our main thing which we will be adding. And if you want to get the message from this, so you can type t and message. So we can also use this one, but we won't be using now. We will just using particular. Okay, so right here we have created the send message function successfully, and now we have to do some tweaks inside the message adapter. So to do that, open the message adapter, and now we are using the functions to check the views. So instead of that, there is one more thing which we can use is get view ID, view type, sorry, get view type. So this will help us to get the view ID as per the views. So let's say if the user has sent the message, so if user has sent the message, then user layout should be opened up. But if the bot has responded, then the bot layout should be inflated. So to do that, we have to define some variables named as user layout equals to 0, and one more as bot layout, which will be 1. Okay, so we have to check now if it's the user layout or the bot layout. So how can we get that? We can get with the message send dot sender, the variable who is sending. So we have to create a view as a variable and equals message list position. So this way we'll be checking which view have to check. So now view dot sender equals to 0, or let's say if equals to user layout. Okay. Then we have to return user layout, and else will be returning the bot, returning bot. Okay, just like this. So here we have item view type, and now inside the on create view holder we have to change this thing. So if view type equals user layout, then it have to do a different layout, else I have to do something here. So first we start with the user layout, what you have to inflate. So right here, instead of the message item list, we'll be specifying as user message box. Okay, and then inside this will go into the view right here, view holder, and copy this and paste it inside the else, and instead of this we'll be specifying as bot message box. Just the difference is user and bot. And now you have to move inside the bot message box XML file and change the width to match parent. Yeah, so that's it. You have to change this much thing and go inside the user message box and change that to from wrap to match parent. And here you would have noticed that we have specified user and bot. So remove that. We have to keep it same name. So once we have changed it, keep it same. Right here. So time TV and message TV. And let's move into the message adapter and we'll remove this. We don't need this. And now we have to do all the changes inside the message view holder right now. So now we have to add the message view and the time view. So one message view equals view dot find view id as text view dot id dot it will be message tv, right? This is the message tv and the time tv. Now time view is equal to view find view id then text view dot id dot time tv, right here. We have added this and here it's a simple thing. And we were using get user layout, we don't have it, and instead of that we'll remove this whole thing and we don't need to add any kind of views. And now we'll be adding as holder dot message view dot set text as this. So remove this whole thing, right? So now we have added this inside the user message. It will change according to the views which we have added. And right here from set text till the folder. So we have to change this to the message view just like this and remove the above bot message part. Here we have a holder message view set text message and change the name message as current message. So we don't have this kind of message thing right here. All right, so we won't be adding time. We aren't adding time right now, so that's why. So let's keep it simple right now as showing the message and sending the message just like that. So here we have our app ready, and now we have to open up the bot. So go to your whichever ID you are using. So I'm using Visual Studio Code. It will open just like that. Okay, so it's done opening up, and now we have a training data right here. So split this right here. Here's the split. So we have to keep our actions and Rasa server. So if you have any kind of action server, you can keep it open right here. So I'm currently, so here let me show you by uncommenting this part how it will be looking. So here is the action hello world, and we have to go inside the domain, provide the actions which we added. So actions as make sure you copy and paste it so you don't have any kind of problem with the names. Okay, so here we have, and now we have to train it. So make sure you have turned on your environment. So here we have, and Rasa train. Alright, so training has been completed. So right here we have it, and now we have to run a specific command. So now we have to type the command rasa run dash m to specify the models, and then dash dash API, enable API. So this will enable the API, REST API which we are using, and then endpoints, the endpoints dot YAML. Click on enter, and this will get started. Till then we have to activate our board or activate environment on another command line, and then we have to run actions. So type rasa run actions and click on enter. Okay, the action is not defined. Oh, oops, we forgot something. Right here we have to uncomment this, and we don't have to train anything again. So this will do it. Okay, it's done. So now we have to run it again. This will do it. Okay. So everything is up and running. So now here we have a localhost with 5005 port. So now we have to check if this runs properly or not. But how can we check? To do that we need Ngrok. So open up one more command line for the Ngrok. So type Ngrok http 5005. This will create a session for you, and use the https URL right here instead of the http one. So now go inside the Android bot, and then instead of the http IP address, paste the Ngrok URL which we have got. Now before moving ahead with like playing part on the emulator, we'll be adding some tweaks onto our design on our main activity. So to do that, we will be removing the linear layout from here, and then we'll be adding that thing onto the text input layout. We'll be specifying the start to start. Inside this, I have to add app and to start off right here. It's right here. Cursor is here. And we'll be specifying send button. So it is getting connected with the send button. Now we have to add it onto the bottom of the screen. So bottom to bottom of parent. So this will depend on the screen size how it has to align. So that's why we added as 0 dp, so that it will resize itself as per the requirement. And now we have to add the bottom margin as 16 dp, and we'll be adding the start margin as 16 dp. Here we have. And then for the floating action button, so for floating action button we'll connect it with the message box, and for that we have to add start to end of message box. This is how we'll be doing it, and then removing the linear layout from bottom. So message box is this one, so we have to also have here an ID as message view. So instead of message box we have to add here, change it to message view. And also for the recycle view, it's also connected with the message view. This way we have added some tweaks for this, and let's make it full for, yeah, this is better. So let's check it on our emulator how it look like. So here we have our mood bot ready, and let's check my messaging it. Say hi and it stop. Why did it stop? So no retrofit annotation found. Okay, so it's because we forgot to add right here in the argument as body. So this is the body. Okay, body. This is the body which will be sent to the bot. So we missed that, and that's why it got crashed. So let's click on it and see if it works perfectly or not. Let's say hi, and still there is an error. So what's an error? So this is error with the internet. So we have to go to the Android manifest and user permission and internet. So this all error I showed you because this is necessary while doing the Android connection part. So you need Android manifest, internet connection, and you have to add the body. So this all things we need. Let's see if we get any other error or not. It's sent it. So it's saying hey how are you? So we'll say I'm sad and hey something to cheer you up. So here you see there would be three messages for this. It's working fine by the way. Let's say bye and it'll say see you. So it's working perfectly, and in the next part we'll be looking at how to parse multiple messages onto Android app and how to show image from the bot right inside this. It's a chat window. So in the part 5 we'll be seeing how we can show images and work with the multiple messages which we get from the bot. So till then make sure you work with this and let me know in the comments how you liked it. How was your experience integrating Rasa Chatbot with Android, and make sure you like, subscribe and share this video to all of them. Let it be your friends, family or anyone, share with them. See you.